You know what an oboe is? See, that one wouldn't miss.
You would need to know what an oboe is.
Yeah. The sex offender list nowadays looks like you're requesting an Uber. I think I said the word too many times in this segment, so I'm probably not even going to post it.
I was going to say, it's going to get flagged. We're going to get canceled.
We're going to get canceled before we even get going.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, you don't have a section for batteries in your fridge? The fuck are you doing?
If you're going to take out the cashier, at least bring the bagger back. If we're going to be ringing our own shit up, have someone bag it up for us.
This marketing agency was going to have me selling phones at Costco. Is it going to be the most childish sports game ever? Yeah, but that's what backyard baseball is. Am I going to play the fuck out of it? Yeah, absolutely I'm going to play the fuck out of it. Are you kidding me, Pablo Sanchez? Get out of here.
Hello, my fellow Martians. Today on Mars, we got some things to talk about. So it's been a minute, I know, and I'm sorry, but life has been real, okay? And with me today is the host of the Commissioner's Notes podcast, well-known friend of the pod. Everybody welcome, Marcus Reardon. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. Good to be back. Good to be back in this seat right here.
Yes, sir. So it's we've been running some other podcast. If you haven't checked it out already, go to @CommissionersNotes on Instagram. Go to commissionersnotes.com. Check it out. It's a fantasy football podcast.
Yeah, new to you, old to us.
Yes.
I've been doing it for a long time, but yeah, we went live this year and having so much fun with it.
Yes, because we talked about it on episodes leading up to this episode.
Yep.
And it's a well-oiled machine. We got it down with our boy Klug.
Yep.
Everything's looking good. It's feels good. But yeah, so I'm stoked to sit down for an On Marscus special because it's been some months.
Yeah. When was the last one? Like,
I want to say the last one released about a month ago, maybe even 2 months ago.
Probably closer to 2 months.
Probably closer to 2 months because... Yeah, no, I think you're right. By the time this one comes out, I think it will be beginning of November, and I think the last one was beginning of September.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably September.
Yep.
But yeah, good to be back. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, a lot of life has happened since then. It's funny how when you get a little bit older, life happens a lot quicker. It feels like so. It's like 2 months is like 2 years. Sometimes.
It's fucking annoying. Is what it is. Fucking hate it.
So, real quick, I want to touch on. We did just say we're running that Commissioner's Notes podcast.
Yep.
And this is something I just want to briefly bring up that I just was coming to the realization earlier when watching another pod. And I'm acknowledging that we are a part of something new. We are a part of the overtake of TV programming. We're literally a part of the generation that figured out how to run production companies from their house. And it's pretty crazy that we have people like Tony Hinchcliffe that started as low as he did, and he was a door guy at a comedy store and just had a dream and just wanted to do this thing. And 10 years later, took 10 years, but now he is the biggest comedy podcast in the world, biggest comedy show in the world. He doesn't even, like, these shows on TV don't even hold a candle to what he can get in just a day or two. Yeah. So it's pretty insane that we're a part of that same platform. And I just, can't be more grateful to be in a position to have the ability to do that.
For sure. We got to figure out marketing and shit. I think we need
how
to
make
figure
some
out
money off of it.
Yeah, like paid ads and stuff like that, which is not hard to do. But we definitely need to put a little bit more water into that bucket just to expand the reach a little bit. But yeah, you're 100% right. And, we might be small, but we're as high production value as anybody, and we got, like you always talk about, we got all the tools right here in front of us. So it's just about finding ways to maximize these efforts, and I think we're gonna do just that.
That's right, man. No matter what it takes, we always figure it out. We'll always figure it out, man. We do it the right way, and that gets you very far. It's it's crazy how far it'll take you if you're just a good person and you do things the right way. You do right by people. You don't fucking burn bridges, and you just, keep opportunities open for yourself.
Yep.
Man, it feels good. Feels really good.
Yeah,
so
100%. Like I said, I always say it's going to work out because it has to. That's
right.
Life.
That's right, man. On that note, I do want to cheers a little bit here. We are drinking some Kilt Lifter, but as you can see, we are sharing one Kilt Lifter in an effort for myself to moderate myself when it comes to drinking and smoking,
Yes.
because that's just good for your health.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would have drank a full one. I think we only had one, which is the reason I'm drinking half of one.
That is
But-
also true.
But yeah, I mean, moderation is good. I went to Japan. I thought I was going to get way more fucked up than I did. I was like hoping to like, but alcohol just doesn't hit out there like it does here, which is weird. But, or maybe it was just like we were walking a ton. So I'm just like burning it off super quick. But yeah, I think there was one night we got a little drunk at the karaoke bar. Outside of that, though, we really didn't party all that hard out in Japan. We just did other shit.
Well, on that note, I'm glad that you brought that up because that was on my notes. I do want to talk about you were in Japan for a good solid 10 plus days.
Yeah, 10 days total.
So it was 10 days including flights or not including travel time?
Including travel time.
Okay. So how many days were you like physically in Japan?
Fuck. I might have said that wrong. Not including travel time.
I don't think
I
so.
left here on the 6th and I came back on the 16th. Yeah. So it might have been 9 days total because they're 16 hours ahead. So we left Wednesday morning here and we arrived Thursday evening in Japan.
I remember thinking about it like being somewhere for like almost a half of a month. 10 days is like a third of a month.
Yeah.
That's like you really kind of get to experience it.
Oh, for sure.
So we talked about it briefly on the phone, but like kind of talk about like the things that you like notice that are so different and like the way that they live and all that.
Yeah. It was, I don't like using huge terms like life changing, but kind of, it was just like super eye opening. And I've been out of the country one time or two times. I've been to Mexico, I've been to Greece. But when I went to Greece, it was on a cruise and you know, you spend a few hours, you know, on the island exploring, but then you come back to the cruise ship and it's right back to fucking partying and karaoke and drinking.
American,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And everything's super American. You're just at a hotel essentially floating on the ocean.
Yep.
It was my first time going to a country that I've never been to, going through customs, finding your Airbnb, having to figure out your way there, whether that's train or taxi or getting through language barriers and currency barriers and all that stuff. And it was just crazy, dude. I think Shibuya was where we started, and Shibuya was gross.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Because that's one you hear the most about.
Yeah, that's one of the ones you hear the most about. And, you know, going into Japan, everyone just talks about like, they're so far ahead of us technologically. And it's like being in like a super futuristic city. I didn't feel that anywhere in Japan. For example, like the iPhones that they're on, I believe is like iPhone 14. And we just started iPhone 16 out here.
Yeah.
So they're really not very far ahead of us technologically speaking, which is what I heard a lot about. But the one thing you always hear is that it's just clean. Shibuya was dirty. I mean, literally, I'll send you some pictures to throw up. There was trash all over the streets and public intoxication is not illegal. So people are getting fucked up, passing out at bars and stuff. The culture is really, really cool. But Shibuya, it would be like your first experience in America. If you're from another country, and your first experience in America was Times Square, New York City. And you'd be like, dude, this is hectic. Americans are fucking crazy. So that's I was kind of scared when I got there because I was like, damn, this is a lot more like fast paced, hectic, crowded, dirtier than what I was expecting at all. So,
Totally.
So to start at Shibuya was like kind of a wake up call. But it was still sick. You know what I mean?
For sure. Culture shock,
yeah.
for real.
On like a way more serious note, I think ultimately what I learned is like, out here in America, we are so pocket checking everybody all the time. And it's like who has what and who's leveling up and who did what and who posted what. It's everyone's super comparative ass society that we live in.
Very
Whereas
much so.
there, they're not worried about anything like that. They're just not. Everyone's like taking care of each other. Everyone is so kind. No one's concerned about the stock market or their 401k. They're literally just concerned about like working whatever job that they have and coming back home to whatever they have. And the place we stayed at in Shibuya, bro, was tiny. Like think of a tiny studio apartment and then shrink it down by like 2/3.
It's like a closet.
It's literally like a closet. It's like hotel rooms in America are luxury sized compared to like the way people are living in Japan, and it's super minimal and no one gives a shit. right? Everyone's just happy to have it, raising families in tiny little spaces. And it's so less about what you have and more about like who you're taking care of and your family. And it's so family oriented. And like I said, everyone's just taking care of everybody else. No one's comparing, no one's stressed. That's just some of my takeaways. But outside of that, like the shit that you would expect, the ramen was crazy fire. The sushi was crazy fire. Sushi, by the way, forget everything you know about sushi until you've gone to Japan. And it starts with just like the roll. Think of a sushi roll. You're thinking of it right now. On the outside of the roll is rice. The inside of the rice is a little seaweed wrap. On the inside of the seaweed wrap is whatever you put in there, whether that's crab or lobster or shrimp or tuna or whatever. Not at all. Sushi is a bed of rice with a piece of raw fish on it, period. They don't do rolls. They certainly don't do a California roll out there. They don't do a Las Vegas roll out there. There's no deep fried rolls. There's no rolls with crazy sauces and toppings and shit. It's just fish and rice, and it is so fucking good. Here we call it nigiri style. There they just call it sushi. Wow. So forget everything you know about sushi until you've been to Japan. I don't want to hear your opinion on sushi.
Yeah, dude. Well, no, that's a great fucking point. I've heard only great things about. Oh my God. That's awesome. Just
ridiculous. And everywhere. Like it could be a place at the airport or a train station. It could be the smallest little hole in the wall place you've ever seen in your life. But it's all so good.
Yeah.
And everything's automated as far as restaurants. They don't accept tips. I think tipping is a purely American concept is what I've learned. Because it's like, it's not illegal to tip, but it's like
frowned upon.
Super frowned upon. It's almost disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, here, I feel bad for you sort of a situation. But what it results in is like, I think I told you this too. You're sitting at a restaurant and people aren't checking on you. You don't have a waiter coming by every 5 minutes saying, excuse me, how is everything? Is everything good? Can I get you anything? They have tablets or QR codes. You order straight from there. They bring you what you order. If you need some more shit, you put in another order. They bring it and then they scan your QR code on the way out. There's no bill taken at the tables. Everywhere it's just like, here's your code. Take it to the front. Boom, boom, boom. You just ate like a king and spent 40 American. Like you just had Wagyu and Kobe beef and like 7 rounds of it, plus bunch of beer, bunch of sake. There you go.
Dude. Oh man. I'm so glad that it was such a good experience, man.
It was so cool. It was so cool. Like I said, it got shoes cheap as fuck that would have cost me $1 million here. There's just so much that we were able to see and experience in the relatively short amount of time. If I could go back, I'd go like a full month. I'd just set like a month of my life aside.
Wow.
It's like I said, it's expensive to get there, a couple thousand for a flight, but once you're there, bro, you ain't spending shit on shit.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That would be such a fun time to be there for an extended amount like that, like a
full
month.
Yeah, I could have done at least another week.
Hey, Martians, real quick. I appreciate you taking the time to listen or watch wherever you are in the world. Over the last few months, the Martian family has grown so much. I could not be more thankful for all of my guests and every single one of you who continue to tune in every single week. Subscribers, ratings, likes, and comments all help us grow here on Mars. And it would mean the world. If you haven't already, please go to onmarspod.com/subscribe to subscribe on YouTube. Like and leave a comment, rate us on Spotify. All this good stuff helps keep the engine running to inspire Martians all over the world. P.S. Follow us on Instagram at onmarspod. Okay, let's get back to it. All right. Well, something I wrote on here, I guess it's something that I didn't really talk about I kind of brought up on the Halloween episode that has probably released last week about how I just did this 5K.
Yeah.
And on episode 46, I'll say it again, I brought it up that I would do this 5K. And it was something that was just on my heart in July. And I'm like, I'm doing a 5K in October. Blah, blah, blah. I was on this high horse. I did like a 5K run in the gym, was feeling myself.
Yeah.
But anyways, it got down to the point where I was actually having to like train for this race. And it like, I just want to talk about how like, there was a point where I was like, do I have to do this? Like, where it was like, I could do it and it would be really hard, or like I just like won't do it and then just won't bring it up ever again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's very easy to do that.
Yeah, 100% it is.
But
and I saw, Nicole showed me a meme the other day, and it was like a millennial's midlife crisis and like what it looks like. and there was like in all these pictures, but one of the pictures was training for a 5K. The other picture was someone just leaving to Japan. And I was like, God,
We're both in it. We're in it, dude.
I was like, fuck. I hope this is the midlife crisis. Let's get past this point of time, because crazy.
Damn, dude, that's funny. Training for a 5K is a millennial midlife crisis.
Yeah,
I can speak to that for
Yeah.
sure. I'm going through it.
Yeah. But yeah, those
That's
are two
so
telltale
funny.
signs of a millennial's midlife crisis: is A, running a 5K, B, going to Japan.
Hey, well, let me tell you, it was a lot harder than I fucking thought it would be, for real.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it was like a big like mental thing of like me telling myself like I'm gonna do this, and then it's like seeing it through. There was like a really big thing like seeing it through.
And you were what, like 12-minute miles on average?
No. So actually, it's 3.1 miles total, and I did it in 26 minutes and 46 seconds. So that's about 8 minutes and 30 seconds a mile, something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's not bad. And I want to shoot for 25 minutes for like if I do 5K again, I want to try to get the 25 minutes. Which
Are you aiming on a half marathon or anything like that? Or
No.
10K?
No, I'm not. And you know, it's funny. I hate running. I've always hated running, and like my cardio has always been skateboarding and like just playing basketball for fun, and
Right.
I've never been good at basketball either. I just like to run around and shoot the basketball.
Yeah.
But it's like those are my cardio. That's my idea of cardio.
Yep.
So it's like running. I'm like, fuck that.
Yep.
So this was like a way for me to like say fuck you to running, to be like, I'll do a 5K, and not only that, I'll set a goal for myself to do it under 30 minutes and just I fucking crush that.
Yeah.
Because my goal was to do it under 30 minutes and to try to not stop.
Yep.
And I ran for 2.6 miles without stopping, and then it was like 30 seconds of walking, and then at the last like 0.4 or 5, I
Picked it back up.
and finished strong. But
Did anyone do it with
tough.
you? You ended up doing it solo dolo.
ended
I
up
know
doing it
Zach was
solo.
talking about maybe doing it, but
yeah, the way his schedule lined up, it didn't work out for him.
he had a
But
show or something.
yeah, he was in LA that week, and then like he had Michael Manelli's show that same evening. So it was just like the timing just couldn't have worked out worse.
Makes sense.
But hey, it was like it almost worked out in a way where it's like if I had been doing it with someone else, it might have taken away from my dedication and like my personal record.
Yeah.
Like I might have like been focused elsewhere had I been doing it with someone else. But I was just like I was totally locked in. Yeah. So jobs. It's been something that we've talked about a few different times. I've been going through some struggles since May, and maybe even before that. We talked about me getting scammed by a couple companies, and it's
job scams are on an all-time high, bro. I don't understand what is going on.
It's funny, but it sucks when it happens to you. It's funny that it's a real thing. It's just like a hilarious thing that people let this shit go on. But recently, you left the cannabis industry.
Yeah.
This is a big deal.
Yeah, I've been trying to, and you know that I've been trying to get out of that particular industry for like a lot of different reasons that I don't really even want to go into, but I felt bad. I felt like in a way I was almost holding that company back just because I was in this position of power, and I just didn't want to, I didn't want it. I didn't want to be there every day. I wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And so I started looking at jobs, and I got this opportunity from a marketing agency, at least is what they had called themselves, and did 2 rounds of interviews, went and met the team, and I felt pretty good about it. And the one thing I didn't like was that I was going to have to wear a suit and tie every day, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, this is like a big job. Like if you got to wear a suit and tie, wear a suit and tie and make it happen for yourself. And so it was like a couple days before I left, I went to this meeting over there. And the guy who's training me, and I was kind of training to take over his position more or less, he was working all weekend. He told me he was working 7 days a week. And he also told me he was working like all day. So he was clocking in, not even clocking in, but he was showing up to the office at like 6:40, and he wasn't getting off whatever shift until like 8:30 p.m. So this guy's working like more than 12-hour days, 7 days a week, which is not at all what had been explained to me at all. They had told me a bunch of times, we're 7:30 to 3:30, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. They stressed that so many times. Is that okay with you? 7:30 to 3:30, start early and end early. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. I don't mind that at all. Give me the whole night to be able to do whatever. And But the fact that this guy was working 7 days a week was like a huge red flag. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to fucking go to Tokyo. When I come back, I'll figure out my schedule and we'll do all that shit. So I showed up on Monday, as in 2 days ago. First day of work, suit and tie, ready to rock and roll. We had a meeting in the morning, and that's when they told me I was working until 8:30 p.m. all week. Not just that, though. This marketing agency was going to have me selling phones at Costco. Let me repeat that. This marketing agency that claims to be working with the biggest brands on the face of the earth, who's having me dress up in suits 7 days a week potentially, is having me sell cell phones at Costco. So when you're at Costco and the people are kind of harassing you, that's what they do. They didn't mention that at any point in time during the interview process. It was just a shot to the heart, dude, when I realized I just left this position, went on vacation to come back to just sit at a Costco and sell cell phones. So they needed me there, whatever, till 8:30 p.m. I had another job interview lined up that meant more to me than going to sell phones at that Costco. So I quit. First day, last day.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, like you said, it's always for a reason. So it's like, realistically, that job, even though you didn't stay there and it was really shitty, it was your reason to get out of the cannabis industry, which is something that you've been wanting to do for a long time.
Looking for a reason.
And that was the reason that was given to you, even though it's not like what you're going to do. And it's crazy because I think we talked about it one time. I got conned by a multi-level marketing type of situation. And like, that's exactly what this is. So
exactly what happened to me.
Yeah, Mark said it's like a pyramid type shit.
Sell enough and then you become a trainer. And then once you're a trainer, you can start building your team and making money off of them. But all the money really just funnels its way back up to the top, to where like salesman's pulling in $1,600 a week selling cell phones. The guy at the top of all these teams is making $10,000 to $15,000 a week. There's a guy in another leg, and because they're all over the country, there's a guy in LA that just made a deposit of $245,000 into his account to sit at the top. And ultimately, I'm not trying to be a part of a multi-level marketing situation. I thought I was working at an agency. I was excited for agency life.
Yeah.
Not Costco life.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, it's, I mean, but if they showed their colors immediately, people wouldn't even get hired. People wouldn't even interview.
100%.
Yeah. Well, we got to do what we got to do to pay the bills. But I just know that one day, I was telling you about this earlier, one day we're going to own some shit. And it's like, we're not even going to worry about making our rent or making our mortgage or paying for dinners out. It's like, it's just a matter of time. And it's a matter of like making sure that we stay true to what we love to do, what we're great at, and just try to like help people in the process, I think is the name of the game, man. It's
that's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's how it be.
So let's see here. Oh man. Yeah. Hilarious. The next two things that were on here was leaving the cannabis industry and multi-level marketing schemes.
They're everywhere. If you're looking for jobs, man, just be careful because these fuckers are sharks out here.
So, making music. You've been gone for a minute, and I asked you how you're feeling, and you said you're back. You know, you're ready to get back at it.
Yeah, I had a really inspiring talk the other day with Sean, just about ramping everything up as much as we humanly can. And we got new music coming out. Not this month. I thought it was gonna be this month. It's looking more like next month, and we're shooting a bunch of stuff for it on Friday.
Awesome.
But yeah, no, for sure. Timo sent me like a little thing he wrote. I wrote a chorus and like laying down in bed, literally just because I couldn't. It was just so easy. It was there. It was on my heart. And before we left, a couple of these country songs that we wrote, next level fucking for fire. Sure. Bad Day to Be a Fish is like my favorite song in the world right now.
Agreed.
So yeah, but it's really gets difficult. Sorry, Nicole. Yeah, it gets difficult to do it all, but like I said, it's super worth it because you got to come from a place of passion and love with the shit before anything else.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I'm just glad to see you back and like ready to do it because I wanted to check the temp on the country stuff too.
Temp is high.
All right, temp is high. Okay, cool. Ricky and I got together the first week that you left. We wrote something. I didn't show it to you yet, but
Yeah,
we wrote a little something.
Hell yeah, love that.
Yeah, it was like kind of yeah. Ricky actually had this idea, and I was like, I love it. Let's go through it. And we actually co-wrote lyrics.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah,
as I'm finding.
Yeah, dude. So I will definitely show you that.
Yeah, show it to me, and we'll make it happen. I'm getting anxious to get some shit into the studio though. Like I want like high-end recordings of all these things. So yeah, we got to figure that shit out. Stat.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think Homebody. I want to see what the other productions end up sounding like, just to make sure that they sound similar too.
100%.
Because it has to be like, I don't want it to be jumpy all over the place. With a bunch of different producers necessarily. And I think that's the whole game plan behind like trying to find the guy or whatever. But like, I feel you, dude. I'm so stoked on it. And it's like, it's one of those things that I try not to talk a lot about, because it's like, I find the more I talk about things, like the less it happens sometimes.
Always, for sure.
It's like, let's just do it, and then we'll talk about how awesome it was. Like
anytime someone has like teased a crazy opportunity in front of me, and then I go and tell somebody, I jinx myself, and it's never gonna happen.
That's how I feel too.
There was a point in time we played the Mesa Music Festival a few years ago, and they had the crazy camera crew there, and they were like, "We're making a doc, we're shopping it to Netflix and a couple other places." And then all of a sudden, it's like, "Oh, Netflix is gonna pick this up, and it's gonna be a thing, and they're gonna send a guy from MTV out, and he's going to take you guys out, and he's going to interview you and get to know you, and they're going to mix it in with like live concert footage and get footage of you guys in the studio." And it's like, it looks like it's going to be Netflix. It might be Hulu. Someone's picking this up. This was like 2 years ago now, dude.
Right. I remember that.
And I remember telling people, because I was so excited, not a fucking word since. Of course not. You know what I mean? Or one time we were going to be on some fucking big ass Netflix show. They were going to pick up one of our songs, and we were in like the final 3 for it. And we were like, fuck yeah, I told people. Didn't happen. The Red Bull Records deal. Told people. Didn't fucking happen.
Yeah,
so.
that was the first time where I really did it and like felt that, where it's just like, hey, dude, like until things are written in stone and then you see a paycheck, don't talk about
because
it.
Then you're just the boy who cried wolf, and then you, like things don't happen and people just think you're full of shit.
Totally.
And so,
and then you got to explain yourself. What's like, well, no, but they said
I was told.
They said
and
this, and it's like he said, she said. It's like, fuck, I shouldn't have just said anything.
Yeah. So I've learned my lesson. Next time anything exciting happens as far as news that I get, I'm holding it so close to the fucking chest and not telling anyone.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's how I feel with this. There's only even like a few people that even know about this. Listeners of the On Mars pod have an insight to my life, so they know about the country shit.
Yep.
But it's like when it comes down to like people in my actual life that I talk to about it, like I'm very close to chest about it. Where it's like I don't tell like anybody that I write country, just because I don't want them to immediately judge it. Yeah. Where it's just like, you don't know me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So I'm keeping all news close to the chest. I've told like obviously like a lot of my closest friends about the country shit.
Yeah.
Posted a couple things on Instagram, but I think it's time to like actually get something going as far as media and getting somebody lined up for production. I mean, have we tried just Googling like country music producers Arizona?
No. I think because we're trying to use our own network, and I think that's the biggest thing. But like we could probably find someone that does it well that doesn't charge that much.
I don't know.
Go through online.
I think we have a better chance of using the network, because if you're just approaching someone in an email, you know, their rates are their rates. If they don't know us, they're not going to want to work.
That's
with us.
how I feel too.
And they're not going to be as invested in it. It's just like I have a client coming in. Yeah. You know what I mean? Versus like the homies working on some shit.
Exactly. And I would rather do with the homies somehow.
For sure.
And like if we could find someone, and even if that's like, I don't know, like talking to, I mean, I don't know, like even getting to a point where it's like the mix is really good, and then we bring it to like Timo to master it or something like that.
That's always a thing.
So
but
it's
yeah,
like,
I would need a little mixing, a little mastering, obviously like vocal edits and shit like that. And the problem is like with sending in the way it is, a lot of them like the vocals aren't where I want them to be. to where it's like I don't want to just hand it off and like have them polish that version up. I'd rather just like lock in with somebody and just fucking get
record
the
takes.
perfectly.
Yeah, with that producer that's mixing it as well, ideally. Like, because I really don't want it to like touch a bunch of hands necessarily. Like, and that was like my biggest thing of like even me producing it to a certain level and then doing the vocals and like final mixes somewhere else.
Yep.
Where it's just like yes and no, because there's like certain ways that I did it that like the producer wouldn't do it that way, which is going to throw off the final mix. Because it's just like maybe there's something that is mixed away in my mix that's just not good, that I would assume that I'm going to be the problem a lot of the times when it comes to like final mixes, just because of the way that I do things or whatever. Just because I don't know, and maybe that's me just counting myself out from like people that know what the fuck they're doing.
Sure.
I will say I know what I'm doing more than some people that claim to know what they're doing that clearly don't.
Right.
But it's just like I would never say like I'm a fucking country producer that can do it on like an industry level by any means. So it's like I want someone to take the reins, but like understand the vision and not try to just like change it all up.
For sure.
And just be like, you know what I'm saying? Because there's certain things that like I put into my mix that it's like, maybe that's not the final way it's going to sound, but like that's the idea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we just got to find somebody.
Yeah.
I say we meet up with Snooty at some point here relatively soon.
Yeah.
And just see if he's down. Like I said, he has been doing a little bit of country shit for one of my guys, Tyler Blaine, doing a little bit of like pop country. But I'm sure he'd be more than happy to help us out.
So we're potentially thinking about going to Nashville in November with our boy Zach, Futuristic. And I feel like that's something that like, I don't think we should sleep on that opportunity to like try and meet up with some people out there for real.
For sure, yeah.
And I've been so hesitant to hit up my homie Annie, because like I wasn't sure of the exact dates or like if it's even really gonna happen. And it's just that same thing. Like I don't want to be like, yo, we're coming to Nashville, and then it's just like, where you at? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's 100%.
So it's like I would, but I don't know. I think Zach's pretty locked in on it. I got to talk to him about it for real now that we're getting into November. Be like, hey, let's lock this in. It's in like 2 weeks.
For sure.
But
I gotta have a paycheck before then. I'll tell you that fucking much, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Shit is stressing me out.
You'll be good, dude. You're qualified more than a lot of people that are getting jobs. Even if you gotta, like we said, go fucking drive, Lyft, and Uber for a second, go deliver some packages for Amazon Flex. Whatever you gotta do, you're gonna make it happen, I'm sure. But yeah, so I'm gonna send that shit over to Annie though, and see if maybe she knows some people that could like even just hear us like and like work with us on a level of like demo, like not like super expensive type 100%. Shit. Because even she produces like to her own degree, but it's just like I'm sure that she has producer friends that she learns from and that she kind of is inspired by out there. But yeah. Country shit, we're still doing it. Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Yep, still doing it. Still in the works.
Yeah. I guess this is kind of in that same lane. Just like I wrote down being in sessions and creating on a high level with great artists that we've just been in, like with Zach and like Tony 22 and just Nino and all these people that are just elite at what they do. It just feels good to be in good company with people that know what the fuck they're doing, man. It's like we communicate 100%. On a different level.
Yeah, it's been awesome working with the Zach stuff and like getting just like we're on a bunch of his tracks, just like vocally in the background and shit. So I'm
singing a bunch of harmonies on a bunch of his stuff.
Yeah, you're singing a bunch of harmonies. I'm mostly in on like group, big gang vocal type stuff. But it's been awesome, and he's working on a lot of cool stuff. And that's no surprise though. He's always got something going on.
Facts.
I don't know how he does it. He's like the Energizer Bunny. Like he's just, but he's a doer, and so salute.
Yeah, man. No, that's
he's
someone
there right now.
Yeah, actually, right. Yeah, and it's like I didn't know we would be having a session today, so I was like, well, let's just do Wednesday.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either. I thought maybe in the 2 weeks I was gone, maybe he like wrapped up all the ideas that he was gonna put on this next project or whatever. But apparently they still got more shit going on. Yeah,
so because he was in LA, I know last week, but the week before that, I'm pretty sure he had a session, and Tony 22 was there, and I went.
Gotcha.
And I hung out with him and Tony, and they wrote something, and it was crazy because like,
was it fire?
It was sick. Yeah, it was a dope ass track. And like, yeah, Tony's like fucking heavy, dude. Tony can get heavy.
Oh, for
And
sure.
he fucking did some screams on this song and shit. And it's like, holy crap. Like
'Cause
when
I
he
think
turns on his
he,
Buffalo Farm stuff,
Yeah,
it's
I was
just
gonna
like,
say
what
Buffalo
the fuck?
Farm. Yeah, I think he just got signed for that
He did.
particular project. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's got it in him. You wouldn't suspect it, but yeah, he's got it in him.
He's really got it in him, man. And then he can like, and it's funny because we were making a joke, like, he'll be in the booth just like, can I try that one again?
Yeah.
You know, just like
Yeah.
high as,
Yeah.
like, you know, just
'Cause he's
soft
really
voice,
soft-spoken.
soft spoken, just
Super
like super
soft-spoken
sweet
dude.
dude. Just
Yeah.
like, so it's so like, but that's the best part about it. Where it's just
Yeah.
like you would never see it coming, but like this dude's got like it, you know,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
got it for sure.
He's dope. Super. People who are versatile like that, impress me, and
Absolutely.
I consider myself to be pretty versatile. So people who can also be hella versatile, it's like shout out.
Yeah, man. And I feel like those types of people we relate to very easily. So it's like we can communicate. Like I've met Tony 22 on just a handful of occasions,
Yeah.
but I feel like we're like tight. Where it's like when we see each other, it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh shit, good to see you,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
He's a
oh,
good
we're like
dude.
not even like that close, but it's like good to see you. Like
Yeah,
type shit.
he's good energy, man.
Yeah.
The universe will reward him for being fucking
Absolutely.
so good energy in a space that can often be kind of fucking shitty.
Absolutely, man. And he's so young too, so there's like so much room for him to like grow into being like more developed version of himself,
Yep.
which is gonna be crazy. Like when he gets to that point, it's like, I mean, he's already so much farther along than so many people his age. Like it's
100%,
insane.
yeah.
So yeah, it's cool. But I just wanted to bring that up because it's like it's cool to be in rooms with people that are like doing it on a high level, like we can, and like we know, like
Yeah,
we've always said we're one person away from everyone we wanted to hang out with, but now it's like we're
for
getting
sure.
like half a person away. Now,
Yeah.
now we're like rubbing shoulders with like some of our favorite
Yeah.
people in the world.
Some of my favorite sessions in the world were those collabs we did with Zach and Color 8 and Dropout Kings.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I said, just to be on the same track in the same room, working towards a common goal was like, damn, okay, hell yeah, we've come a long way.
Yeah, and it feels like you're on the right track
Yep.
when things like that happen. When we're getting like hit up on a consistent basis to like come to these sessions, it's like hell yeah.
Yeah,
Like we're supposed to be in those rooms.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
We're
like-
supposed to be in one right now.
Yeah. But hey, man, sometimes we have to fucking do other things
Yeah.
that we are committed to as well.
Fortunately, we've got a lot of
So-
fucking eggs in the pot, and they're all boiling.
Yes, exactly. So the next thing on here is Drake book reading.
Where is that book?
It's actually back here. I moved it for some sort of reason. But it hasn't been out since the last episode. Hey, why, my friend?
The worst book ever.
Knock the
Titles
dust
ruin
off that
everything. A
thing.
Stream of Consciousness by Kenza Samir and Aubrey Graham.
All right, he is flipping and see what we got here.
Irony. It costs a lot of money to feel free.
Okay, so he's saying it's ironic that it costs a
Feeling
bunch of money
freedom
to feel free.
costs a lot of money. Fair enough, I guess. I'm trying to think like of a tangible.
So I think this is a really good one. So it's like he said, irony, the cost. It costs a lot of money to feel free.
Yeah.
So saying that, and this kind of ties back to like America, where it's just like in America, if you truly want freedom, you need to pay for that freedom. Whether that means you are, like being able to pay for a car, being able to pay for a house, being able to pay for groceries.
Yeah.
That's really like freedom, is to be able to eat, fucking drink, sleep, drive, communicate, socialize. That's freedom.
Right.
But like if you don't have money, you
Can't really accomplish a lot of that.
So it's almost like if you want to be truly free and not feel like you have to give yourself 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Type shit where it's like you're working for someone else, and like, because even in that sense, a lot of people don't feel free
Oh, for sure.
because they feel like they're strapped by the system.
It could also be like if you wanted to get out of the 9 to 5 corporate grind of society, and you want to just be your own boss, whatever, you have to invest money and time and effort into that So regardless of how you want to attain this freedom, it's going to cost money.
Yeah.
So I guess it's applicable. That's probably like the most applicable one
For sure. No,
he's
that's a good
that's
actually a good one.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right,
I would say, hey,
not bad,
Not
Kenza.
bad.
Not bad, Aubrey. Probably my favorite part of that book so far.
yeah, I agree. No, that's a good one, and it's real. And I mean, it talks about how shitty this society is, that you need money to be really a functioning member of society. And
Yep.
hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is
It is what it is. If you don't like it, move to Japan.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, no shit, huh?
Next thing I have on here is bits.
I don't have any big
You have some bits, dude. You wrote some
not
down.
really, kind of. Hold on. I had mine was kind of about what we were talking about earlier with like the millennial midlife crisis
Yeah.
and like going to Japan and shit. You want to go first?
No. What do you got?
Just some fucking stupid shit.
You always say that. It's hilarious.
So I'm officially in my mid-30s. Oh, technically not my mid-30s, but I'm about to be 32. And it hit me. I'm having a midlife crisis. Not a buy a sports car kind of crisis because I'm a millennial. We don't have sports car money. We don't even have regular car money. So what do? We book a flight to Japan, obviously. Nothing says I'm spiraling quite like a 2-week eat, pray ramen trip.
Nice, dude.
It's kind of...
That's a nice fucking premise, dude. That's set up for like a bunch of tags.
Yeah, for sure. I even tried to get all zen in Japan, but my anxiety is like, what if you don't feel peaceful? Are you failing at meditation? And now I'm spiraling about the fact that I can't relax.
Yeah.
And that's kind of...
Yo, that's great, dude. That's a great premise. Dude, hell yeah. No, it's like, I like that it's all on the it's all in that same vein, but it's like it feels like a long joke. Like you could easily make that like a minute and have it be like multiple like small punchlines within that.
Yeah.
Just like, cause when you say like, so I just turned 32, so I recently found out that I'm having a midlife crisis. You know, like that's like a pop right there.
Yep.
It's just like, but not like a sports car kind of midlife crisis. Millennial, because I'm a millennial. We don't have sports car money.
Yep.
Shit, we don't even have regular car money. That's another pop right there. It's like that shit.
Yeah, there's other shit on here too, but
on that same vein.
Yeah, and they got vending machines everywhere.
Mhm.
And they got all sorts of shit that you've never seen in your life. But don't even get me started on these vending machines. These things sell everything. Like I'm walking around with a bottle of Pocari Sweat. Yeah, that's a real drink. I don't even know what it is. It could be a sports drink. It could be battery acid. But hey, I'm in Japan.
Nice.
That's all I'm giving. That's all you get.
Hell yeah. I like it, dude. I like it. I think that's really good, dude.
Japanese-based stand-up comedy. Yeah. What's up?
No, that's good. No, yeah, for sure. Put a star next to that one. That one could be worked in. I think I said the word trans too many times in this segment, so I'm probably not even going to post it.
I was going to say, it's going to get flagged. We're going to get canceled.
We're going to get canceled before we even get going.
Yeah,
well,
classic.
With that being said, both of my bits sucked. So
they were pretty good.
No.
I learned a lot about Skibbity.
Let me see here. Let me see what else I got. I always write stuff down, you know.
Yeah.
So let's see. Because I just took two from that list, but I wrote down the sex offender list nowadays looks like you're requesting an Uber.
On the map. That's kind of true.
Yeah. And then I also wrote down an oboe is just a gay clarinet if you think about it. You know what an oboe is? See, that one wouldn't miss.
You would need to know what an oboe is.
Yeah. Batteries in the drawer, never having any juice, but we don't like to throw them away sometimes.
Yeah.
That's like a real thing that I didn't know how to make that into a joke, but it's like, why do we do that?
Or
why
some people
put these batteries
like,
in the fucking...
There's always like the batteries in the fridge people too. Like
yeah.
People just keep the batteries in the fridge at all times.
Don't even use them.
Yeah, you don't have a section for batteries in your fridge? The fuck are you doing?
Yeah. I guess Yeah, I don't really have any other good ones. There's one that I wrote down here that I want to turn into a joke, but it's actually in the next section. It's the I guess Peeves and Rex would be next. So do you want to do Rex or Peeves first?
Peeves.
Okay, cool.
Peeves.
Well, then I'll start with mine then, because this is basically like I can turn this into a joke for sure. So the peeve that I have is self-checkout is as a whole.
Yeah.
Like fuck self-checkouts.
I hate it.
It sucks.
I hate it. If you don't do it right, or you flash the camera too many times, and they're gonna stop you, and then someone's got
yeah. The whole thing is crazy. It makes you feel like a criminal sometimes.
It's just not it's not easier than just having someone there.
Right. Exactly. So I wrote down 2 reasons. So first reason why I fuck self-checkouts is not having cashiers and replacing everything with self-checkout is dumb as fuck. That's what I wrote down. And then number 2, when people don't know how to use a self-checkout, it's so frustrating being behind those people, because literally yesterday, I wrote this morning. Yesterday, I saw an adult man using one of like the gun things to ring up like little like bags of candy. It's like, dude, that's why the fucking scanner's there.
Yeah.
And then halfway through, I'm waiting behind him. And then halfway through his order, it's on one of those new things that have the belt attached to it for like larger orders. You can like scan, put it on the belt, and then like it basically, if it's on the belt, then it recognizes that it's whatever.
Right.
So then halfway through his order, dude starts going to the end of his thing, starts bagging up his own, because you have to bag your own groceries too. Because they don't have anyone doing that shit.
Yeah. What the fuck?
But it's like, so then halfway through his order, still has shit in his cart, bagging up his order to then have to come back and scan. It's like, dude, just scan everything, put it all in the bagging area, bag your shit up while the next person's starting their order. It's like, clearly that's how it's done. So it's just like, I wrote that down as like a really big peeve, because it's like such a small thing, but in the moment when it's busy and it's like there's a lot of people like doing this shit, it's so frustrating. Where it's like an experience that should have taken you 20 minutes to go to the store. It's like you're there for an hour.
Yeah,
and you have a handful of things.
Yeah,
crazy.
All that. I never do self-checkout ever, unless I have 2 things.
Yeah, and it's open.
Yeah.
Because sometimes self-checkouts be fucking long as fuck too.
The other thing that I don't like to, like, if I have any alcohol, I just won't do it. I don't want to sit there and wave someone down to put in the date and shit. If I have any alcohol in the cart, I'm just taking it to someone, look at my ID, send me through. But nowadays, even like if you have a cashier, it doesn't always mean you have a bagger.
Right.
Baggers, what happened?
Fuck?
They took her gerbs, dude.
Dude, yeah.
They absolutely did.
I don't get it. And I guess they're just not making enough money to keep these people employed, because the only people that these people hire now are old ass people that need a steady income that's at least $20,000 a year.
Yeah.
Because they're getting supplemental income or some shit.
They need baggers. Come back, dude. Whatever happened to every grocery store as a kid? Every aisle had a bagger.
And a cashier.
Yeah. Nowadays, like, or you know what one of my least favorite things is too? The lights on, the register's open.
Oh, and then
you
you
get to the front and
we're
they're like,
closed.
Actually, I'm closing this register right now. And I'm like,
oh, perfect. You're the only one open.
Yeah,
so the rest of them are all self-checkout now from this point on? Great.
Yep.
Thank you.
And the self-checkout people hate their fucking lives and like get so annoyed. And I probably would too. Just like, because people, like you said, don't know how to use the self-checkout. And so you're constantly having to just put out fires the entire time. So I don't blame them for being a little bit unhappy, but it's just created a horrible customer service experience.
Absolutely.
I've learned that at the Fries by my house, if I go early in the morning, like 7, 8 a.m., they got the A-team in there, dude. Everyone is nice. They got registers open. No one's in a bad mood. But the afternoon, evening team, dude, they might as well just tell me go fuck myself.
Yeah, man, that's so true. That's a very good point too, because it does depend on when you go. Because if you go too late at night, that's when they start closing everything down, and it's only self-checkout.
Yep.
I've been in situations like that multiple times where it's just like, fuck, I forgot that they close everything down.
Yep.
Because when you only have self-checkout open and people are still buying 50 items, that's a problem.
Yeah. 1,000%.
So it's like, you don't want someone to scan their own groceries for 50 items worth of things. You don't want it.
No, you just
Especially
don't.
when the fucking kiosk of bags doesn't even fit 50 items.
Yeah, 100%.
Big peeve.
Big time peeve. No, I'm right there with you. I think my peeve would be just baggers. please bring back baggers.
Just piggyback off that.
Just bring them back.
Yeah.
Just please bring them back. It helps the experience so much.
Agreed.
Like I shouldn't have to be bagging my own shit.
If you're gonna take out the cashier,
jobs.
if you're gonna take out the cashier, at least bring the bagger back. If we're gonna be ringing our own shit up, have someone bag it up for us.
Bring the bagger back, dude. Baggers, grocery baggers. I didn't realize what we had with them when we were kids.
Yeah.
Kids these days probably don't even know what a bagger is half the time. But back in the day, they were everywhere.
They were elite.
Every
They knew to double bag.
Yep.
They knew to mix the eggs with the bread and keep them separate.
There was an art to it.
There was an art to bagging.
Now we just throw the shit wherever it fits and take it home. It's ridiculous.
Bring back baggers.
Mine is
BBB.
different, but ultimately, especially you traveling to other countries, you realize TSA in other countries or whatever they call them in other countries are so nice. They're all so fucking nice. And then you get back to the States and you're being herded by fucking military people who are not actually military people, who just act like they're fucking military
because
people.
they're government employed.
They get so pissed and they're just screaming at everybody, bags out of your laptop. I need all bags. Or like there'll be a random day where like, today's fine. You can keep your shoes on today. No, shoes on. What am I? You here? Listen to me. Shoes. It's like, well, we always take our shoes off today. And like they changed the rules. Shoes do not go in the bin. It's like, well, literally last time I flied, the shoes went into the fucking bin. Or like the electronics always have to get out. Do not remove the electronics. It's like, what is the protocol?
Make up your fucking mind.
And I don't know
America.
if it's like to keep potential terrorist threats on their toes. You know, the minute they feel like they know how the system is, they show up and there's a new rule change. Like,
right.
Yeah, something like that. To where it's like, but something always changes. Or I had it recently where like, instead of any of the metal detectors, it was just a bomb smelling dog or a drug smelling dog or a weapon smell, whatever. There's just a dog. Like, go, stand in line. Next group, you're walking too fast, sir. Slow down. Continue, move. And it's just like, when did we do this? You know, it's something different every time. TSA hates their lives and like they're in it together, but it's us versus them. No one's working collaboratively here. It's me versus you. I fucking hate TSA. TSA is my biggest peeve.
That's a huge peeve for probably a lot of people, especially people that travel a lot. I mean, it's got to a point where like people literally will pay for that clear shit just so they don't have to deal with security.
100%.
And I'm with them. If I was traveling on a weekly basis, like I would want to deal with TSA as little as possible.
Yeah. And I bought like a shoe cleaner from Japan because I bought shoes and shit. So I bought like a little shoe cleaner.
Over 3.4 ounces.
Yeah. So we got our fucking shoe cleaner confiscated in Los Angeles.
That's crazy.
Fucking shoe cleaner, dude. What could I even do with it?
Clean your shoes.
What could I even possibly do with this that would affect this flight in any way, shape, or form? Which is like whatever. About 1 million things in Japan. We got all of it back except for one thing of shoe cleaners. So like ratio's still looking just fine. But just fucking let me fly with some shoe cleaner. Give me a break, dude. That's such fucking horse shit. But
fucking America.
Yeah, dude. In other countries, it's not like that. It's very minimal because, again, other countries don't have guns and shooting and issues like we do. Whatever.
Hey, well.
Team moves to Japan.
Yeah, team moves to Japan. On an episode on Mars coming soon.
Team moves to fucking Japan. We all should.
Yo.
Leave this world behind.
It's just a matter of time. All right, we got Rex here. This is a great episode of On Marscus, man. I feel like just no time has passed. It's like we're back at it, and it's just things are flowing. This is such a good ep.
If we do it too often, we don't have as much to talk about. But
That's
if
true.
we space them out a little bit, then it's like fucking we come fully loaded.
Absolutely. I love that. Hey, man. Well, we're on to our next section of the On Marscus special. It is recommendations. And I would assume one of your Rex is Japan, for sure.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to try to take it that direction because I've talked a lot about Japan already. So I'm just like,
So we'll glaze over that, but that is one of them for sure. You've already mentioned that.
Oh, yeah.
Go to fucking Japan. But what's your other rec?
All I can think of is like I'm watching a lot of movies. We've been playing different video games and shit like that. So I like to come with like something tangible that people can like watch or see or play or whatever.
Love it.
The one thing that surprised me recently, there's a new Disney game. Okay, it's just about to sound so fucking lame.
Let's hear it.
It's a video game called Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed, and it's like a remastered version of an old classic like Disney game. Fun as fuck for no reason at all. It's like a mixture between like Crash Bandicoot and like maybe Kingdom Hearts or something like that. It's really fucking fun.
So it's story driven.
Super story driven. And there's all these like not as many like side quests and shit, but the map is huge. You go into all these different worlds. You're getting through all these obstacles. And like I said, it reminds me of Crash Bandicoot because it'll throw things at you and you have to jump and spin and hit shit and collect shit. And it's fucking super fun for no reason at all. Me and Nicole are playing through it right now and it's fucking awesome. I can't wait to play it tonight. Like it is a fun ass game.
No, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad you're still making great use of your 75-incher.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have to. I have this fucking thing, and it's fucking awesome. God, I love that 75-inch TV. The other thing I watched for the first time, Godfather.
Ooh.
Never watched?
I watched it in school, actually. In my AV class, we watched The Godfather as like like we had to like take notes on it and stuff. But it was, very, very classic movie.
Godfather on the way to Japan. I think Nicole fell asleep, but I watched the whole thing. Mind-blowingly fucking good.
Yeah, no, it's
so
a classic
good
for a reason.
And for some reason, I like have this thing in my brain where I just like ignore old shit. Like it can't still be good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, yeah, they loved it in fucking 75, but like it's 2024. Like, there's no way it holds up. Fuck yeah, it does.
For sure.
Fuck yeah, it does. It's so good. I need to watch Godfather 2 and 3. I guess 3 is supposed to be the best one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was blown away by that. Last thing, Braveheart. The movie Braveheart.
Ooh.
You?
No.
Oh my God.
Who's in that one?
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
What a bad motherfucker, dude. He's like setting Scotland free from the British people because they like killed his wife. So good. So just old shit that is no longer like new and fresh. Give it a try. Yeah. Braveheart is like a top 3 movie. Godfather is probably like a top 10 movie for me, but Braveheart has got to be top 3.
Wow.
So good. Those are my recs.
Hell yeah. Love that. Those are great recs.
Thanks.
Hey, people go check them out. I mean, you might have already played that game and you might have already seen that movie.
Just came out like a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
The game.
Hey, the Epic Mickey. Go check it out.
Yeah, it's so fucking fun. I'm
probably going to check it out too.
Like I said, it's if you're way into like Call of Duty and shit, you're probably not going to like it. But I've never been that guy.
Yeah.
So I prefer something.
Story,
yeah, story games for sure. But like, if a game is way too hard, I don't even want to play it.
Yeah. If the learning curve is too high.
Yeah, we downloaded Star Wars Outlaws and like the first couple hours of it just didn't grip me. And so I'm going to put it down. And once I'm done with Disney Epic Mickey Rebrush,
try to come back.
I'm probably going to try it out again. Because I think if I push through the kind of the learning curve portion of it, it'll get a lot funner. But if a game is too hard, it just turns me off. And I'm like, Bryce can sit there and master the hardest game ever.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how long it takes. He's just going to do it. I just quit.
Yeah.
I'm just going to quit those
It's almost like I could be doing something else. It's like that kind of takes over. It's like, why am I doing this?
Or if
like,
it's more
this is not
frustration than it is
fun. Yeah, I agree.
There's no fun in it.
Yeah, it takes away from the experience.
Yeah.
Whereas Bryce sees it as like a challenge to get better, where it's just like, this is not fun. I'm out.
100%. Yeah. So I can't do games that are way too hard. So like Disney Epic Mickey is perfect
right
for
up
me.
your lane. Let's go.
It's perfect for me. Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Make more.
Classic.
Make like 5 more. And just have them ready.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You know, and release one every single year like it's Madden. Just do it.
I mean, it would sell.
I don't know why it wouldn't.
Sell.
Man, the kids these days don't even know about Crash Bandicoot.
Dude.
Sad.
That's
really
crazy.
Sad.
That's crazy.
And they're bringing back backyard baseball.
Fuck yeah.
Is it going to be the most childish sports game ever? Yeah, but that's what backyard baseball is. Am I going to play the fuck out of it?
It's made for our generation.
Absolutely,
sure.
I'm going to play the fuck out of it. Are you kidding me? Pablo Sanchez?
Dude,
get out of here.
Remastered Pablo Sanchez? Get out of here.
We've never even seen that boy in 4K.
Yeah, shit,
But we're about to.
Damn. Hell yeah, dude. Those are great recs.
Yes.
Let's see what we got here. So I wrote down the first one was Wayans Bros.
Yeah.
So like just because I wrote this down like a couple weeks ago.
You've been into them recently. I feel like you were talking about one of the Wayans bros before I even left for Japan.
Yeah, exactly. And
The
this is kind of when I
studio
wrote it
session or
down.
something.
Yeah, exactly. That's when I wrote it down for like either the next solo episode or this On Marscus special. So it was like in my notes for a minute. But I wrote it down because like I don't think that they get like their flowers enough and like get enough credit for the things that they've done. And a lot of people don't even know that they wrote Scary Movie 1 and 2.
No, I didn't know that.
You did not know that?
No, I had no idea.
Okay, so this is crazy. So Scary Movie 1 and 2 were written by Keenan Ivory Wayans, Sean Wayans, and Marlon Wayans, which Sean Wayans and Marlon Wayans are the two guys that starred in White Chicks.
Right.
So, and also in Little Man. And they're the brother of Keenan Ivory Wayans. Keenan Ivory Wayans, for anyone that doesn't know, is a fucking legend in the comedy space, along with Damon Wayans, who them two started one of the best sketch comedy shows of all time, In Living Color, back in the days to compete with SNL.
Yeah.
And it was basically the black comedy version of SNL, and it was very successful. Jim Carrey got his break off of that. A lot of comedians, Jamie Foxx got his break off of that. Shit, Jennifer Lopez got her break off of that as a dancer. And it was like all these people went to In Living Color because it was one of the most diverse comedy platforms in the time. So it started a lot of careers. And I say all that to say that like Keenan Ivory Wayans holds a lot of weight when it comes to like the greats of this world. And a lot of people like have great respect for him. And it's crazy that like more people don't know all the things that he's done. And it's like, I can say Keenan Ivory Wayans to people and they don't even know who I'm talking about.
I remember you brought it up. I was like, I know the Wayans, but I thought it was just those two guys.
And it's funny because he's the main guy. Keenan Ivory Wayans is the guy who literally like paved the way for the rest of his siblings to be able to like make money in this industry. And some might say that's a privilege and an opportunity, but like others, like Marlon has openly said, it kind of made it a little bit harder because he had the shoes to fill of this great guy. So it was like, who am I? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he had to
for
really
sure.
do some soul searching, figure out who he is as a writer, who he is as a comedian, who he is as an actor, because he already had set his older brothers Damon and Keenan had set the stage already. But I bring him up to say like these guys fucking are so good, and they wrote Scary Movie 1 and 2, and it's crazy because this was back in the day when like Harvey Weinstein was still at the top of his game, and he was the main financier, distribution, production company for the Scary Movie franchise. So it got to a point where the first one, they gave them like $20 million, and then they ended up making like 20 million like so quick, and it was like blew up. The movie blew up. So basically, when they came to the table for Scary Movie 2, their deal was like they were going to get 40 million, and then they blew that off too. So then like completely killed that. So they made their money back both times. Then it came to Scary Movie 3, and the Wayans tried to like say like this is the deal or whatever, because they had a lot of leverage at that point because they had wrote 2 massive movies for this studio. And fucking Scary Movie 3, they basically said like, no, like these are the terms, and if you don't want to do it, then we don't want to make the movie.
Right.
So basically the Wayans said, all right, fuck you. So they took the script, and then the people that like the Miramax people, I think it was still Miramax at that time, whoever made Scary Movie 3 literally took the story that the Wayans wrote and then did the movie without the Wayans. So they took that story that they were going to give them for whatever deal they wanted to give them, and then they made it anyways. And that movie was still funny, but you could tell that there was a different feeling in that movie. And it makes sense now knowing that history, because when you watch that movie, it's a very different feeling from Scary Movie 1 and 2. And the following movies, when they didn't have that Wayans Bros sauce or story writing ability, every single one flopped.
Damn.
Isn't that crazy?
Crazy as fuck.
And it's just like, and that was all because like they didn't want these fucking black independent writers that were really good at what they do to succeed. They literally said, no, we don't want to make the movie. Even though it will be successful, we don't want you to be in the position to give us the deal. We want to be the ones to say, this is what you're getting paid. Just shut up and make the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yikes.
Super fucked up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's trash.
Yeah. And then they
Fuck
ended up going and like they started writing White Chicks because Keenan Ivory Wayans helped him write that movie too. And Little Man, which was the follow-up.
Yeah.
So it's just like both those movies were two of the most successful movies from Marlon and Sean. And like that was because they basically had to like take their talent to their own shit. It's like, well, it's like if you don't want to make our movie, then we're going to make our movie ourselves and we're going to fucking find a way to finance it. We're going to find someone to buy this. And they shopped White Chicks to all these different people. And like they ended up finding like the right people to do it and do it the right way, find the right makeup people and shit. And it's just crazy like how even the people that might seem like they're at the top of their game are still getting like pushed down.
Squashed.
Yeah. And it's like they're
Hollywood.
being forced to like have to do things their way if they actually want to do them at all.
Yeah.
It's like fucking crazy.
Bad people at the top, man. If there's one thing we're learning from this Diddy situation as well, bad people at the top.
Yeah.
Horrible
For
human
sure,
beings.
man.
Holy shit.
It's like people that you like looked up to as a kid and like wanted to be in their positions. It's like you find out they're pieces of shit. Like that's
not even just as kids, but like up until a couple years ago, I would have been like,
sure.
fucking, he's a mogul, like monster.
That's so true. I mean, we used to be avid Ciroc drinkers.
Yeah.
We
Literally,
were very
how much
big at like
Ciroc we drank at that time.
Insane.
A ridiculous amount because it was the best, and we liked supporting Diddy, I guess, in some roundabout way. But
it was almost like Diddy knows what he's doing because he's a fucking businessman. So we're gonna support like doing shit yourself by drinking Ciroc. But it's just like we didn't know what we were supporting.
No, we had no idea. For the record, we had no idea. Don't come for us.
We don't drink Ciroc anymore. Can't even tell you last time I drank Ciroc.
I don't even drink vodka anymore.
Yeah, shit, dude. We are classy motherfuckers. We drink craft beers and tequila.
Craft beer and tequila.
That's what we drink. And then just two quick recs here. One was speaking on just like yes and comedians.
Mm-hmm.
So like just comedians that just go back and forth really well.
Yeah.
Like Harland Williams, Adam Ray, Mark Normand, Andrew Santino. Those were like four just right off top.
Yeah.
That like you can like almost be in a bit the whole time.
Yeah.
And like no one mentions it or like breaks the character or even like makes it weird.
Yeah, the bit has no start or end, and yet somehow that it's a bit most of the time.
Yeah, when it comes in and out of it.
Yeah.
And it's just like as the listener you can kind of tell, but also I can tell when it's like, oh, he was trying to go into a bit and then the guest couldn't like yes and it.
Right.
And then it's just like, damn, too bad.
Yeah.
Because like that's their juice. Right
and nothing
there.
kills a bit more than someone being like, is this a bit?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. or even just like bringing it up that they're like, oh man, you're so funny. Like breaking that shit where it's like, just go along with it. And I feel like that is like such a art that
absolutely.
So I don't know if some people like even realize that that's like a thing. And I feel like I'm kind of like talking to like a specific niche of people that listen to comedians, because those four comedians right there, like you kind of gotta like know comedy to even know who those people are.
1000%.
But like just saying, if you haven't listened to Harland Williams, Mark Normand, Andrew Santino, who was that other guy I fucking mentioned? Adam Ray. And Adam Ray, if you haven't listened to those four guys, go listen to them. They all have pods. They all have fucking specials out. They're hilarious. I mean, Harland Williams is a legend in the game,
dude. I listened to an interview with him just recently, and he was really breaking down the beginning of his acting career.
Yeah.
And like how he landed the cop role in Dumb and Dumber, and how all these little things just like added up to where he's still making movies. And in fact, that's part of what the interview was about. Is like he just like self-funded and made a movie that's supposed to be like an old-fashioned ass comedy because he was around during that time. He was a huge part of it. And I can't wait to see what it is.
For sure. Damn.
Like no matter what it's about, I'm going to be watching that.
No, I will be too. No, I'm a big fan of Harland. Ever since I saw him as a kid in Superstar.
Yeah.
That's when the first time I ever saw Harland Williams.
And
his
I was part was like non-verbal.
Yeah, it was. Which is so funny.
It was just, he did it so fucking well.
The way that I I attach Harlan Williams to riding on a motorcycle. Motorin', what's your price for flight? Motorin', what's your price for flight?
I equate him like most quickly to, he did Rocket Man with the monkey.
Oh shit! Yes, he did do that one
because he was
that was like a lead.
He was the main character.
Yeah, he was the lead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That movie was
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
great. I need to go back and watch some of these fucking movies.
Yeah, Half Baked. He was the guy with the horse
Yep.
or whatever, where
Yep.
he kills the horse.
Yeah,
The police.
but like when he
horse.
drinks the pee in Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
He's like,
Give me that booze, you little pumpkin pie haircutted freak. Come on.
Sir, no, wait.
No, sir, don't. Don't drink. You'd keep your mouth shut if you knew it was good for you, buddy. Tic-tac, sir? Get the hell out of here.
it's fucking just so good. He's awesome.
Yeah, so Harlan, all those comedians are my Rex for sure. I just said it's the best kind of comedy style.
Yeah.
It's just like the best when you could just fucking go back and forth like that.
Yep.
You getting a call?
Yeah.
Answer
Like
it.
it's a job
Answer it.
on there.
On the air. Shit.
Hello.
I was looking for, is it Marcus?
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, Marcus, it's just. I saw you apply for our position here. It was a leadership sales manager position on LinkedIn a little bit ago. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I sure do. All right. Appreciate it very much.
Yeah, no problem. All right,
Bye.
bye.
Suck my dick. Suck my absolute dick.
And there you have it, folks. Sometimes you apply for a lot of jobs and they could just call you at any time.
Yeah. I
There you
applied
go.
for-
That's another
Look,
opportunity.
Not even kidding. Over the last 2 days, probably 60 jobs. I don't even know what that is. Could not tell you anything about
Yeah,
that
an interview
company.
on at 9:55 on Friday.
It says right here, final interview.
Oh, perfect. You got the job.
Great. When was my first one?
Well,
Anyways,
I mean, this has been an awesome episode. Would you like to sing a little bit, or do you want to sing a song?
I
Or you-
guess we could. I don't really feel like singing, I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah. I mean, I don't really need to.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Fuck
we
it.
don't have to,
Yeah.
but
You
it's
don't have to do anything.
yeah. We don't have to do anything we don't want to. This has been a fucking great episode, regardless.
sir.
I had a real fucking talk. Drank some water. We didn't even really get drunk. We just had a
No.
small amount.
We had a half of
alcohol.
a kilt lifter and
Half
a
a kilt
full
lifter.
glass of water.
That's what I'm talking about. That's called moderation, my
That's
folks.
called moderation.
Now I'm gonna go buy a 6-pack and get drunk after.
Fucking no, I'm not drinking until
I'm just
Friday.
kidding.
Catch me at the Halloween party at Jack and Kelsey's house.
Well, it's Halloween coming up soon here. By the time this comes out, it will have been Halloween already. So
Happy Halloween,
happy
folks.
post
Happy
Halloween.
post Halloween. Happy early Thanksgiving.
Yes, right before this, I took down all the spider webs, so there might be some lingering and stuff like that. But yes, shout out to you, Marcus, for being here. Thank you so much. This
Thank
was
you,
such a good
dog.
episode. Go follow at Commissioner's Notes. Like I said earlier, go follow at MDRN Marcus. Follow this man. Follow at On Mars Pod. Subscribe to the channel. Do all that shit. We love you. We'll see you next time on Mars, baby.
Peace.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this episode of the On Mars Pod and for sticking around to the end, man. I really appreciate you guys. You are the real Martians. Like this video, comment below what your favorite part was, what was most inspiring to you. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications here on future interviews coming out soon, and also follow us on Instagram at On Mars Pod. Love you guys so much. We'll see you next time on Mars. All right. Ah, man,
Hey.
feels good to be back.
Yeah.
I need hair and makeup and some sort of department to make sure I look good on this shit.
Yeah, I
man.
know.
It sucks. Dude.
We definitely do.
See, that's someone I would employ once the shit gets popping. It's like, hey, Make sure there's no dog hairs. Make sure there's no sweat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
Zits are covered. and shit.
yeah, come on, man. We're running a high scale
There's
production here.
one right on your shoulder there. Like more on your arm, your sleeve, kind of. Oh, I think you got it off.
Did I get it?
Yeah, it was like glaring me in the face.
Hey, Sally, can you get my lint brush?
Sally!